This is your degenerate power hour. Your late night golden shower. Too ill to be sick. So thick you can't split. That carnival spin with the rictus grin. I'm Joel. He's Stu. And this is Vagrants and Vandals Radio. Yeah, you heard that right. BMO is not in studio today. And that's because, we're not coming to you from the honey hole. I kept debating, what nickname I wanted to use for this place. I didn't settle on anything yet, so... We're coming to you from my house!
The house.
From the dining room!
Dining room, baby.
All right, so let's jump right into it then. Thanks for being on the podcast, short notice.
Hey.
It's one of those weeks. Did you work today?
I did, yeah. I worked today. I got tomorrow off, Friday off. I got to work Saturday, and then I'm off Sunday.
Saturday?
Yeah, man, they forced me. They got this
shit.
stupid bullshit where they can do plan emergency and force whoever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I didn't work today. I guess I answered a few emails, but that was about it.
Hey, whatever.
It's
honest day's work.
I had to last week. I had to work Saturday, so today was like the makeup day. I'm taking Wednesday off to make up for Saturday. Right. So yeah, I was like, I'm taking a 5-day weekend, so I'm clear off till Monday. So
yeah, I would have enjoyed a 4, but.
Yeah.
Well, whatever,
yeah,
it is
that's
what it
some
is.
horseshit, cutting it, breaking it up right in the middle.
Yeah, and then I have to show up on Saturday on time, all day, clock out on time, or I don't get paid for Thanksgiving.
Right, that's the hook that they use. I'm just going to push that mic a little closer to you, right to the edge. All right, so a few other Thanksgiving notes, and let's slow it down. There's a few things I wanted to cover here. What are you doing for Thanksgiving tomorrow? Are you staying home or?
No, we're going to actually my family, my mom and my mother-in-law. We're all going to my mother-in-law's house and doing Thanksgiving all together.
Mixing the bloodlines, huh?
Yeah, I mean, my mom doesn't really have anybody anymore. I mean, she's got her brothers and sisters and shit, but everybody else is her. The other kids are gone. So
what do you mean they're gone?
Well, Dave lives in Howell, and who the fuck knows?
He lives up in Howell?
Yeah, who the fuck knows where my sister is?
When was the last time you talked to your sister?
It's been over a decade.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Yeah, shit, her kid's grown now then, right? Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, I think he's probably almost 21 now.
Was his dad still in the picture? Dude we went to high school with?
As far as I know, I mean...
I haven't seen him in years.
My mom would get him every Christmas and shit, but...
They were an odd couple.
Very.
Because he was humongous.
Yeah.
Big boy.
And she was dirty.
Do you remember how we just used to make fun of her in high school?
Oh, yeah. Terribly.
You were mean.
God. I can't remember who was at the bus stop with us when she got into a fight with our neighbor. Was it you?
No, I wouldn't have been at that bus stop.
So this girl was her best friend, and
that big fat girl.
No, not the big fat one. The other dirty one.
Oh yeah. Small little thing. Wasn't she like a redhead?
She had curly hair-ish.
I think I kind of picture who you were talking about. Yeah,
I remember her name, and I won't say it obviously, but fuck it, Beth.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
So for whatever reason, they're in a fucking argument, whatever. And this was the most pathetic fight I've ever seen in my life, dude. My sister just falls to the ground and takes off her shoe and starts swinging it at her. Why she's on the ground? The girl's not even close to her. We're all laughing because it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. But,
All right, so you'll be there. What you got a favorite dish you eat on Thanksgiving?
turkey's got to be cooked just right. I like smoked, deep fried, but it's got to have some juice to it.
I didn't even like turkey for years, and I think because it was
overcooked.
It was always dry.
Yeah, it's always overcooked.
Because when I finally ate good turkey, I was like, well, damn, I actually really like this.
Yeah.
Because I used to always opt. We used to often be at my Aunt Brenda's on Thanksgiving. I would always opt for ham over
For sure.
turkey. But I think it was probably like late teens, early adulthood. I had some good turkey, and I was like, I actually like
I
turkey
was kind of missing out, man. Yeah, it's
I don't know if I have a favorite dish. I think it's just like a conglomerate of the food on the plate.
Green bean casserole's good. Mashed potatoes are always good.
Do you do this thing on Thanksgiving or maybe when you're at buffets where, let's say you take a bite of stuffing, and before you're even done chewing and swallowing that, you like stuff some turkey in there or stuff some other food in there because you like the way it all tastes together?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of stuffing, but yeah, definitely fucking shoving
stuffing.
Corn,
Yeah.
mashed potatoes, turkey.
Well, the corn on the mashed potatoes is just a safe space on
for
the plate.
sure. But if you throw your turkey in there too with some gravy, hell yeah.
Yeah. You ever fucked a turkey?
No. I can't say that I have.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Maybe fisted one once to get the giblets out, or whatever the fuck they're called.
No fucking turducken?
None of that.
I've never even eaten turducken.
Me neither.
It seems like that's time.
A lot of fucking work, man. Shoving birds inside birds.
Yeah, so
inside birds.
It's a chicken inside of a duck inside of the turkey, right?
Yeah.
Turducken?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It does, but no. I don't even think I've ever eaten duck.
I have it at a China buffet. Pretty good meat.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like
is
it.
Is it oily? Like greasy?
Well, I think they cook everything with a lot of grease at those places.
Sure.
So if I remember correctly, yeah. Also ate peanut butter chicken at a China buffet. That was good.
Interesting.
I love peanut butter. I once put it in scrambled eggs. Not good. I wouldn't recommend that one.
I once had a dream one.
Yeah, no. All right, so let's get to, we speculated a lot last episode or two when we were down in the honey how.
Oh, yeah. You fuckers.
So it was, I believe the count was, I definitely know all three of us said you've eaten ass.
Oh, unanimously.
I can't remember the corpse. I think we all said no. I mean, I was a no. Dent was a no.
I think it was all no. It should be fucking all no.
So let's give us the results.
Well, definitely the corpse is just off the table. That's disgusting.
Under no circumstances. Wouldn't even be tempted.
Even if it was like mid-act and died, I'd probably stop. Because I don't know. That's just weird, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
It's clearly not normal.
It's deviant behavior.
The eating ass thing, though.
Now, hold on, though. Hold on.
Okay.
You wouldn't even, forget having sex with a corpse. Would you
feel one up?
Would you feel one up? Like a fresh one? Because, I mean, if they're dead for a while, rigor mortis, what's the point? Everything's going to be stiff and not going to be fun. Not going to be cold.
No, I don't.
Nothing. Mm-mm. Not even just to say, hey, I flicked that corpse's nipple.
No, definitely not.
Okay. All right, but the ass eating. Totally different story.
Well, no, definitely. It's not that. It's a different story, but all three of you unanimously, I just got this look to me or some shit.
No, it wasn't anything about a look. I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
So wait, are you telling me you've never eaten ass before?
I've sampled an hors d'oeuvre of ass.
Okay.
I've never full on.
I got to hear the story. How do you sample it? You were kind of like
in the area,
your tongue out a little bit.
In the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going down on a chick and
just in the area,
right there. So you're like, let's
see what happens.
So what happened?
She moved.
Oh
yeah, she squirmed a little bit.
Like a good squirm, or kind of stopped doing that.
Stopped. I stopped because I didn't know.
And she didn't say anything further.
We never talked about it ever again. So
was this your current partner?
No.
Oh, I see.
No, and even if it was, I wouldn't say nothing. I'm kidding.
Is she kind of prudish like that? She don't like you talking about it?
We have a good sex life.
But she don't want you talking about it on a podcast.
I don't think she really cares.
Oh, okay.
We talked on your other one.
But you tell me what my cousin does to pleasure you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Shirley wants. She doesn't listen for obvious reasons, and I'm actually thankful for that. But
I think Lane stopped.
I mean, I don't blame them because I mean, it's all pretty unfiltered.
I actually asked Lane. I was like, "Hey, you want to come? You want to come with me?
Yeah,
you can come on here with us." And she's like, "No, that's a boys only thing." And I'm like, I mean, I don't think it would be. I think it'd be kind of cool.
I haven't heard anything lately from my mom or my Aunt Lori, so I don't know if they must not be listening because none of the juicy stuff that we'd be yelled at for is.
They gave up. They were like, "Oh, we gave them the shot.
Like, we're never gonna fix them.
We're still subscribed."
So just that one person. That was it. The only one person you
yeah.
nibble a little.
Eating ass wasn't like a mainstream thing when we were like growing up. I didn't know anybody that was like willing to be like, "Hey, I stick my tongue in ass." You know what I mean? It wasn't like...
Yeah, it's true. I think it's the internet, you know? Everyone, like, oh, there are other people who do that.
People are doing it,
so I can feel okay doing it.
Yeah, I get that.
So, I mean, you...
Kind of like somebody being like, "You look like somebody who'd stick your finger in your ass." Like, what? No. I get it now. You want your finger in your ass. Yeah. And you're just trying to make it. Yeah, okay.
They want to have a conversation.
Okay. Make it not weird.
Yeah, I never had a desire to have anything put in my ass. Mm-mm. But one time...
You got it.
There's a pregnant silence, and no, it's going to be much more boring. Oh. I was having some bowel issues, and I usually shit 2 or 3 times a day.
Normal, I think. I don't know. I'm not normal.
What was awful? We've had these toilet issues, and so I was for a couple of weeks there,
just bound up.
I was attempting not to shit at home because I'm like, I don't want to fuck the plumbing up any further. So I was like, I was just going at work.
Yeah.
But usually I'll go 2-3 times a day. I was going once a day. So I was feeling bad.
Like, is your schedule pretty consistent too?
Oh, yeah.
Like, 6 a.m. Yeah.
Yep.
I've never been on that.
Really?
Never.
Yeah.
I've never had a shit schedule ever.
No, so one time, I don't know, it was a few years back, I was just having trouble shitting. I'm like, something's not right. So I got some suppositories. Oh.
Been there, done that.
Those boys are kind of large.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a mutant cough drop.
Yeah.
It's like a cough drop on steroids.
Yeah, it's a weird looking...
Yeah, so I sat on
tab or something. I don't even know what to call it. Like a jelly thing.
It's kind of like eyeball shaped almost.
Yeah.
So I sat on the toilet and I was like, I'm just supposed to shove this up my ass.
Oh, there's instructions.
I must have read them.
Did you lay on your side?
No, I didn't lay on my side. I was on the toilet.
I know. It says something about laying on your side, I think.
Oh.
For easier insertion.
Oh, well, I was sitting and then I was just like, and I was like going little by little and I was like, oh man, this is not comfortable. But I knew from my brother and from a few other people, friends who are nurses. As a matter of fact, it was Luke's wife, Heather, years ago. She would tell me about giving suppositories to patients. And she goes, she showed me one time, like her fucking hand just like started to like be gobbled up by this person's ass.
Get out of here.
Because once you get past a certain point, the muscles take over.
Yeah,
it's like, gulp.
It's trying to cut it off.
So I was on the toilet and I'm putting the suppository and I just kept thinking about that conversation Heather had told me years. I was like, you just got to get past a certain point. That's just going to do the work itself.
Right.
And it got in there, and I don't remember it really being fast acting or doing anything much for me.
I've only done that like one time too, and I don't really even remember results, so I don't know if it helped or not at all. Have you ever done an enema?
No. Not on purpose, anyways. There's been a few times where I'm, cleaning shit out in the shower, and you're just doing the, spreading your ass.
You got the adjustment on the shower. Get the nice jet spray. Yeah.
Once in a while, you feel a little spray go somewhere. Probably you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, because you almost feel like you're gonna shit yourself.
Yeah.
When that happens.
Yeah.
Not good. Well, though you're in the shower, there's a drain. I've shit myself in the shower before. Like when I've had diarrhea or been sick. It's just kind of like, well, I'm just going to use...
As long as you didn't have to waffle stomp it.
Well, no, yeah, that's it. You got to do a little bit of a fecal river dance to get it to go
disperse it a little bit so it can go.
That's right.
Enemas, it's the same thing, but you actually have to go like in. Mm-hmm. Man, that was one of the weirdest things I've ever done to myself. Like, I also have hemorrhoids, and it says right on the thing, and I didn't read the instructions. Don't do that if you have them.
Yeah.
And man, it was like just straight water coming out.
You know who had to have an enema once? As a kid. BMO.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll let him tell that story sometime. But yeah, he got...
The poop knife wasn't cutting it?
not in this... he and I used to have this... I'm sure a lot of I don't know, I think it's the thing with little boys. We used to hold our shit.
I don't think it's a boy thing. I think it's a kid thing.
We used to hold our shit. So to this day, I use the same strategy. I'll sit Indian style.
Really?
If I have to shit and I can't go at the moment, I'll sit Indian style and so I don't shit myself. Before what?
Before you actually go to the toilet, or you're doing that on the toilet? I'm
doing it to just hold it.
Oh.
So as a kid, and I think a lot of it was, well, you're playing a video game or you're doing whatever you're doing. You don't want to stop to go to the bathroom.
Fuck that. I'm not
so
getting
I just sit, because I learned if I sat and held it, eventually the feeling would go away. Obviously, it comes back later. Well, my nephew's actually going to be joining us later. He's messaging me what the address is. These kids.
What'd you say?
612 Wharf Avenue. Yeah, 6. That's an Aqua Teen Hunger Force reference. Anyways, yeah. So BMO, he was, I don't know, he's probably like 9-10 years old. He was he woke up in like all sorts of pain. So
I mean, it'll go up into your chest.
Oh yeah,
that pain. It
can kill you if you go on.
Well, no, I mean just like the being constipated.
Yeah.
It because it's moving all your organs and shit, man.
Well, when I was doing that bit where I was only going to the bathroom at work, so I'm holding it for hours and hours, I finally was like, this ain't healthy. And I shit at home. I'm not, no exaggeration. That fucker was like a foot long, and I was like
curling out.
I was like, that was insane. That was a thing. It wasn't curling.
Oh, it was just straight on.
It was a submarine.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, I've been walking around with that inside of me for probably the last 12 to 18 hours. That's crazy.
One single tear came down when it came out.
It was humongous. I couldn't believe it.
Like 16, 17 inches you just showed me.
It was a big one. Yeah, so, I mean, I'll let BMO finish off the story. But yes, they went to the hospital and they did like an ultrasound and he was plugged up real bad. Yeah. So I have to have him tell that one.
Reminder, folks. Poop when you have to poop.
Yeah, you really should. Kids.
Especially kids, man. I know. Hopefully no kids are listening, but Jesus.
Yeah, if your kids are listening, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
So, did you want to go? I mean, okay, so you wouldn't do anything with a corpse.
Nope.
So you've dabbled in ass. Would you eat ass again? Would you try this?
Kind of funny.
Let's hear it.
Me and Lane were actually talking the other day.
Yeah.
And she's like, man, she's a hairdresser, so like she's been having cancellations like crazy for some reason. And you get cancellations, you're not making any money. Yeah. So she's like, I need to sell feet pictures. And I was like, we could make this a couple thing. Yeah. And I was like, just let me eat that butt. And she was like, whatever, like if it gets views and it gets
there's an audience on
I was
the
like
internet.
There's definitely an audience.
Absolutely.
People pay fucking money to watch people clip their toenails and shit, I'm sure.
They
it's do. Fucking weird.
And mail them to them.
Right.
And
that's
you ever see like those dudes panties on the internet? Yeah, they're paying for girls' worn panties, and they're like,
they gotta be worn.
If they got discharge or like shit stains, like, they'll even pay more.
The yeast infection.
That's fucking weird.
That's very weird.
Like, but you know what? Whatever. That's those guys that like, and I'm gonna stereotype. They're probably grossly overweight.
They're the first.
Had a girlfriend.
They're the first ones that are in the strip club that the strippers go and sit on their laps.
Easy target.
Yeah.
Wallet's open.
And that's it. Like, hey, look, he's going to spend money.
Ladies, you might have to drain their balls, but you're going to drain their wallet in the process.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, you hear stories like of even dudes who they'll paint their toenails and pass their feet off. They'll play a character online.
Oh, I was telling her that, like, I'll fucking wear your panties every day and you can sell all of them. I don't give a shit. I'll wear them to work. They'll smell terrible.
Like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, buddy, good job. You just spent $20 on some. Like, there's nuts in there.
Yeah, the whole the foot fetish thing. I don't get. I don't get it.
No.
I'm not. I've never. That's never.
Never
been,
found feet. They don't weird me out either, though. Like, I feel like you're either one or the other. Like, you either love feet or you hate them, and I don't feel any particular way about them.
Have you found like your sexual tastes change over the years?
As far as like being an ass guy, a tit guy,
yeah.
No, not really.
No.
No.
So what would you consider yourself?
I definitely would. The ass is where it's at, for sure.
See,
tits are definitely a bonus.
Now, here's the thing. Like, at this point in my life, I agree 100%. Like, to me, it's all about the booty.
Before, it was all fun bags.
But when I was teenager, early adulthood, yeah, titties.
You probably just didn't understand.
And then I heard that song, Ass and Titties. I was like, it can be
They're both? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point I was just like, no, them booties.
That was always a stereotype too, wasn't it, back then? Like, white guys only like tits kind of thing.
You know, here's something I have noticed. Because growing up, you'd hear about like, oh, black girls got the big asses.
Yeah.
And, you know, looking around at school, it was like, yeah, these white girls ain't got much of
No.
that. Maybe that's why I was so into titties at the time. I don't know if it's something in the food or it was just like anecdotal evidence, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, man, where are all these fat white girl asses coming from? Because they're all over the place.
Asian,
now. Even Asians, huh?
Yeah,
there's definitely something going on there. That ain't.
It's definitely the food.
Ain't natural.
It's definitely the food.
I mean, God bless who's ever doing it.
Milk, those chemicals milk and cheese, baby.
Like, it's it's something. It's the booty. It's just, it's good stuff.
It is.
That was well, that's one of the first things I noticed on Shirley. I was like, that girl's got an ass on her. Because she's kind of like built kind of petite. So you wouldn't necessarily expect it. But right. Like, ooh, there's junk in the trunk right there. Yeah. You want to know one of the ways like her and I, well, we met at the haunted house, all right? Well, then this was back in like fall of 2018. I liked her. Thought she was cute. I tried to get her to come over a couple times at the apartment. I'm
going to pull a BMO. Just waiting for her to turn of age.
She was... No, she was already of age. Barely, but she was...
Barely.
Because Shirley was what? She was like... Was she 18, 19 when we met? She was about to turn 19 when we met. And I mean, nothing happened for a couple of years. It just when I met her.
Circumstantial.
She was about to turn 19.
She was an employee that you were grooming.
Listen.
Okay, I'm done. I
had a small collection. I was like, maybe this one. Anyways, she was always kind of shy. And then one day I get on Instagram and I see posted to her story, she's got this hot picture of herself in like these pair of panties and like just showcasing her ass. And I was like, God damn.
Right. Like,
I'm like, where you been?
I've only seen you in Halloween makeup.
And so I couldn't resist. This is when I was working at the plant. I was working all the time. I was very lonely. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm going to shoot a shot here. So I was like, damn. I'm going to read it. I'm going to fucking read it. I still have it. She didn't post stuff like that. And she was shy.
Oh,
quiet.
She was calling you out.
She was.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly so.
Yeah. Let's see if he's really paying attention.
Let me find. Yeah, so when I saw that from her, I was like, first of all, I was like, God damn, she's got a nice ass. But second, I was like, she don't really post stuff like this. So there was two of them. There was one that was most of her ass was still covered. But then there was a second one, and it was like those cheeks were out. And I was like, God damn. I was like, who you fishing for, girl? Is it me? Let's find out.
And it was.
So I couldn't help myself. I'm probably going to sound like an old pervert in these messages, but I don't care. Knocked her up at this point. What's it matter? Apparently she sent me some other messages just recently.
Whoops.
God damn. We don't message a lot on Instagram, so this shouldn't be too far back.
There's too many messaging apps.
There really are. There's too much social media.
Yeah, in general.
Like, give me one that's just got all the best features of each of them.
Well, we can't do that.
I'll be good. All right, let me...
It's Truth Social.
I'm scrolling. Yeah, I hear they're going to be going out of business. I hear they got deep financial trouble.
Really? They're going to go bankrupt? That's surprising.
Yeah, definitely not a first for that boy. All right, I'm scrolling. I'm all the way back to... Oh, yeah, here we go. We're getting there now. Here we go. All right. Okay, so this is how I start. This is October 16th, 2018. I start the conversation. I reply to the story, so she knows exactly what I'm talking about. I say, damn. She hearts the message and says, haha, thank you. I said, no, the Instagram audience thanks you. Then I start making conversation. I was like, hey, what's the tattoo on your arm? So she sends a picture of the tattoo.
Hey, what's your bra look like?
She says, I got it back in April. It's a camera because she's a photographer. I said, oh, that's cool. I love that shade of blue on the flowers, which is true. She says, I love it. Best decision I've made. Me too. I love that color. Where'd you get it done? Says Exquisite Body Art in Trenton. Fuckers can send me a sponsorship now. We bullshit about tattoos for a bit.
You got any?
I got 3.
Yeah, okay.
I'd like to get more, but, money. Let's see. So, yeah, we're bullshitting about tattoos. I know it comes back to this here in a second. Blah, blah, blah. We're talking about haunted house. And then I talk... Oh, this must be a different day, because I'm going on about this dress she was wearing, which was cute. Oh, yeah, so here we go. So I say, we're talking about this dress, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure what you're wearing now. Send pic to confirm.
Oh, shit.
Tongue out, winky face. And then she sends me a picture of, like, the boots she's wearing. Don't mind the 2 different boots. I wouldn't have even noticed. I went with the shorter ones for sure, LOL. But, yeah, it was like Jason Voorhees dress. And I was like, you chopped off your face, which was disappointing. I'm a face guy. I want to see the face.
Yeah.
And she's like, I was trying to be spooky, laughy face. And then... Oh, I'm really going hard here, like an old pervert. I said, what's a dress without a pretty face? This is like someone To Catch a Predator.
Hey, little boy, you want some popsicles?
Ooh, so then I say, well, regardless, you look 10 kinds of hot in that dress. Your Instagram feed needs more of this. So she says, haha, thank you. My Instagram usually is for my pictures. I hardly post me. So then, this is a week later. She does it again. Even more revealing picture of her ass. And I say, damn, you modeling now or what? She says, haha, definitely not. And I said, that's not what your recent pictures suggest. Haha, 2 good Jesus photos don't qualify for modeling. It's not a bad start. I don't
getting a resume.
She says, I don't think it would work for me, honestly. And I say, and why not? And she's like, I don't know. I've recently...
Hooked.
Says, I recently took a few good pics that definitely doesn't qualify me for any sort of modeling. Those girls are a lot prettier. I'm like, hey, listen, being pretty isn't solely about appearance. It has a lot to do with
subjective,
attitude, confidence.
Yeah.
And so she says, yeah, but they only want someone who looks a certain way and looks good, LOL. I say, the look depends on what is being modeled. Besides, you're cute. Stop selling yourself short. She says, I'm not saying I'm not. It's just I'm pretty, like, average. I don't know. It sounds scary, LOL.
Sounds scary.
So we talk back and forth a bit just about life. I'm trying to build up her confidence here. Grooming, as BMO would say. We're talking about her photography.
Trying to get her a plane to an island.
This is all over just a couple of days time here. Okay, so no, this is where she posted another one, because I reply to the story and say, more hoe pics, please, because she referred to it as a hoe pic.
I mean,
she says,
not wrong.
LOL,
right?
It's definitely not usual for me. That must have been the first ass one. So the other ones I must have just been referring to some cute picture. This was the one with her ass out. She said, it's not usual for me. I say, I know, I've never seen you post something so revealing. And I'm thinking about it, and I've been looking. You look great. It was eye-popping. She says, haha, yeah, I'm learning to love myself, and it helps. That sounds kind of stupid, but it does. And then she says, you have Snapchat.
Oh, shit. Game over. Game over. Now, you want to see more?
Pretty much. Now, the thing is, we didn't start dating after that. We didn't start dating until the following fall.
Oh.
In fact, I thought maybe something was cooking there, and the next thing I know, she's got some boyfriend. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I pretty much stopped talking to her.
Right, like, I'm not going to get jealous about it.
Right. And then like 3 months later, she messages me out of the blue asking about haunted house. And I'm like, oh yeah, these are the plans. You want to be on the committee? And she was like, oh my God, is that even possible? I'm like, well, I'm running it, and I just asked you if you wanted to do it. And then, yeah, so she's with this dude. And
you want to be a star, little girl?
turns out, the whole time, and she would tell me this shit later, she had a crush on me. I was like, but I'm like, she was jealous because I was seeing some other girl at the time, and she was like, oh yeah, but you had
I'll
this
show
stupid girlfriend.
you,
I was like,
yeah.
what? I'm like, you came. We had this one. It was like a meeting. It was like the first meeting of the year, like in March of that. It's actually on my birthday that year to like kick off our plans for the haunted house. Well, she showed up and she's got her boyfriend with her, who was like, you know, he could like get carpentry skills, so he was going to help out. Never did. Never expected him to. But so months later, she tells me, she was like, oh, well, you know, I was jealous because you had your stupid girlfriend on the committee. I go, you literally showed up with your boyfriend that day, but she had a crush on me then. I was like, well,
yeah,
this all worked out just the way it should have.
Yeah.
Usually
does.
My nephew Austin just walked in. He'll be on the next episode, though, so you guys can, what are you pointing at? You got a shit or something?
No, I don't got a shit. I got to pee.
What about the bathroom? Oh, you want to pee?
Can I go pee? Can I do that?
Okay. I mean, BMO's has to have smoke breaks. You got to have piss breaks. What do you got? Enlarged prostate or what?
Probably.
All right, you go take your piss. So there you go. You got the Shirley and Joel origin story, or at least the good parts of it. Okay. So when Stu gets back from his piss break, actually, I'll be able to listen in. I'll tell you guys what kind of stream he has.
Oh, it's gonna be full.
He says it's gonna be full one. Oh yeah, that's pretty good stream right there. Doesn't sound like he's sprinkling on my seat either, so I appreciate that.
I had a little pressure.
God damn! This is like that scene in Dumb and Dumber. Jeff Daniels is like, "What are you, a camel?"
So I had some pressure built up, man.
It's starting to slow now. Still going though. Still fucking going.
Oh, it just picked up.
Jesus, dude, he's got us. It just got stronger. He's in there cackling maniacally. It's finally stopped. He's at the shake-off stage now. Good God. That was something. He's flushing the toilet. He emerged. Did not wash his hands.
I'm trying to find the fucking lights. Oh, I'm going to wash my hands right now.
Wait, you pissed in the dark?
There's two. The light switches are.
Yeah, there's two different lights in there. Yeah, so little story on the house. That bathroom there used to be the staircase to the basement, because when this house was originally built in 1917, it had an outhouse.
Yeah.
So yeah, stairs used to be there, and they added that. When we came and looked at this house, I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was like a closet, and I was like,
what is that?
The dining room? Okay, so now is the time.
Oh, the newsletters.
Yeah, so I found the newsletters. The newsletters we referenced in the last... Was that the last episode? Or I can't remember, because we did two in that
Yeah,
series.
it was either... I feel like it was the last one.
So I found them. It took me and Stu some searching, because, you know, we're still not completely settled in from the move. As a matter of fact, that box...
You'll never be.
That box was, like, sitting there probably from the day we moved in.
Right. And one of the first spots you probably should have looked.
Well, I forgot the box was even there.
Right.
So I'm going to read these. I'm going to read this first one. Then I'm going to call, because I want to get BMO's reaction to the one. This is the second one. This is the one we referenced that we hung up at Subway. The Subway on Elm and Monroe.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to tell this story. I don't know if you remember this. You remember in high school, we used to go over... It was your Uncle Mike, right? We used to go over your grandma's, and your uncle lived there, and we'd watch wrestling pay-per-views.
Yep.
In fact, we were watching that pay-per-view when Owen Hart fell to his death in 99.
Yeah.
At the strangely named Over the Edge pay-per-view. But we used to, on our way there, we would always go by that Subway.
Yep.
And almost always, your dad was the one driving. And... Subway was doing some promotion. It had to have been... some sandwich or some toy. Anyways, the sign said something about Subway ninjas. And you were adamant. You were like, Subway's got ninjas. And some part of you had to have been joking, but you went on and on about it for so long. And your dad was like, I'm sure it's just some promotion. Like, no, the sign says Subway ninjas. They have ninjas working there. And finally your dad goes, fine, Andy, you're right. They've got fucking ninjas.
That sounds about right.
You don't remember that?
No. I was probably just trying to get under his skin. No, literal ninjas, man. They're in there.
You remember that old van of his that we smashed up?
Yeah.
What the?
I do. The red one, the Aerostar? Yeah.
And then he changed
He was pissed.
Which he couldn't. You were pretty fast in high school. I remember you just took off running.
Oh, I probably wasn't coming back.
And he started after you, but then like after about 5 steps, he was like, I can't catch him.
Yeah, no.
And I remember I was just standing there because I was over your house all the time at the time.
All the time, yeah.
And he turned to me and he looked at me. He goes like, "You're gonna fucking help clean this up." And I was just like, hey.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're not gonna punch me? Okay, I'll help clean it up."
Fair enough. Oh, similar story. Him and my mom just got divorced, and my mom.
You're talking like
back then.
Just now.
No, back
what?
back when we lived in Detroit Beach.
Yeah.
So they were never there. She was already like moved on with somebody else, and he was always hanging out with some other person. Well, me and Disco decided to steal a bunch of alcohol from our former employee.
Right. Yeah.
And we came back, and I'm like, "No, dude, it's no big deal. We can drink in the garage. It's no big deal." He don't care. He don't fucking care. Well, we were being a little too loud. We were drinking. We were probably fucking 18, 19 maybe. He comes out and he's throwing a fucking fit, dude. Like, don't think I don't know where the fuck you got that. I know exactly where you got it. You got it from wherever you work, blah, blah, blah. Right. And we're just like, everybody's froze up. I can't remember who was all there, but I know Disco was. And we're all froze up, and I'm like, what is happening? So he looks around, sees a 6-pack of like St. Pauli's Girl or some shit, grabs it, looks at us and goes, "Don't fucking go anywhere." And then just walked in the house, and everybody's like, "What the fuck? What just happened?" And I'm like, I think he just told us we can drink.
He had the dad tax. I think this one's mine.
I think we just got the green light to go ahead and go.
That's funny. All right, so let's get to this newsletter. So this was actually the second one we did, but as I look at them, they are dated.
Does it say who printed it?
Yeah, I should let you guys in on this. So, BMO, in our group chat this week, he sends a voice message, saying, "Now, I know Joel wrote them, but I'm pretty sure I typed them."
Credit where credit's due.
He literally said that. Yeah, I'd play the message for you, but I want to go through and look for it.
No, that's pretty far back.
And he tried to say that. He's like, "Well, I had a computer." He's like, "Joel didn't have a computer, so I doubt he typed it up." Well, I had a typing class, a keyboarding class in my freshman year of high school. I typed pretty well.
Yeah, high school.
This would have been sophomore year. So I'd already taken that class, BMO. So no. Yeah, let's give credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
I wrote it. I typed it.
Whoever the fuck your typing teacher was.
Mr. Jano.
Jano.
Was my keyboard teacher.
Yeah, Jano was a cool guy.
That actually, Stu and I were talking a bit before the podcast. That's actually where the rift between me and, let's call him Marvin Boobies.
Marvin Boobies.
That's where the rift between us started in Mr. Jano's keyboarding class.
Oh, no shit.
Because we made a bet with each other, and then the outcome of the bet was in dispute. But I took the money anyways, because I was no dummy.
I'm drawing a blank on...
I'll get to that story another time. I got to get him on the podcast sometime for multiple reasons. Marvin Boobies.
Marvin Boobies.
Okay. So here's the newsletter. This was, again, the second one, and we put this up at Subway. And I'm mentioning that because the stories in this pertain to Subway. And you may ask yourself, why? Why did you do this?
Why the fuck not?
Chaos. That's why. That was it. For fucking... What would become later known on the internet is the lulz. That's why I did it.
For sure.
That's why I did most everything I did in high school.
God.
So I'll describe this to you. So it's just, again, it's a plain piece of printer paper. At the top, it literally says newsletter.
And the most fucking...
Publishers, low key.
Low key.
Issue 1, it's dated February 20th, 1999. First story. Food found to be unsanitary. On Tuesday, February 16th, the U.S. Health Department decided that your hometown Subway was unfit to operate in the making of food any longer. Their reports claim that urine stains are unbearable, also stating that the floors in the restroom were skidded with human waste. And then parentheses, I wrote feces.
What the fuck?
Therefore, our management has concluded that we will see. I wrote cease. I meant cease. We will cease to exist as of Friday, February 26th. We thank all of our longtime customers and apologize for this, quote, stinky mess. The allegations are wild and not completely true. Not completely true. So they're acknowledging that they're at least partially true.
Some of it's bullshit.
Not completely true, however, but they say that we have been warned before about similar topics. Second story, titled Elven Drug Lord Captured.
I feel like I remember this one.
For 3 years, our boss, who is now imprisoned, remained anonymous to most of his employees. Only recently have we discovered the truth. It turns out that, quote, Mr. Big is in reality an elf. Rumors have it that he was running a drug house right here out of this very building. The sole reason he was exposed was that he was a racist drug dealer.
Okay.
Rumor has it that he would only sell to what he called, quote, his people. His people consisted of other elves, dwarves, leprechauns, midgets, and very short people, such as Gary Coleman. R.I.P.
R.I.P.
When questioned, Mr. Big had this to say. Yeah, so I can sell to shorties only if I please. That's the way my papa ran things. Mr. Big is now on trial, facing 50 years in prison with no chance of parole. He is being defended by his good friend Xanadon, the axe-wielding dwarf. Further updates will be posted next month. So for those of you who may have noticed a theme in some of the things I joke about, when I was in high school, and do you remember Mrs. Ackelbach?
Yeah. I never had her, but...
Great teacher. English teacher, creative writing teacher. She was one of those teachers like I was always grateful for because she just let me be myself without
didn't put you in a box.
Didn't admonish me.
Probably loved everything you did.
She got a big kick out of it. And matter of fact, I've still got papers I wrote. We were going through them earlier. Papers and stuff I did in her class, and she would always like write notes. She was a great teacher. Like she could see I was a little weird, but she embraced
run with it. Yeah.
And she's told me once, she's like, I see a theme, and she's like, there's a theme of short people in your work. Because I was endlessly fascinated and amused with elves and dwarves
midgets,
and which I understand now a lot of people consider a midget an offensive term, but it's not like I'm going up to a little person like, hey, you midget. Now that would be offensive.
That whole thing's beyond fucked. The words we can and can't say anymore.
Well, here's the thing, especially like where I get it, whatever. That community considers that to be a derogatory term. But like the one that they've chose to go with, dwarf, that's better?
I don't even think it's that, is it? I think it's little people, and that's that's still funny.
Right. So that's the thing. It's like, okay, so the options were midget, dwarf, and little people.
Right.
And you decided little people was the least offensive. Okay, whatever, I guess.
Sure.
That's fine. All right, to finish off this newsletter, the last one, it's just another gross out joke. I couldn't resist. The headline reads, Johnny on the spot. Please, people, when you go to take a dumpage, make it in the toilet. I mean, you're not animals, so stop peeing and pooing on our floor. This is most likely one reason that we are being shut down next Friday. I thank you all for reading our great article. And so I would have been 15 going on 16 here.
Yeah.
And a part of me really thought people would read these newsletters and take it seriously.
Dude, honestly, if we had the means that we have today, there's no way that wouldn't have been viral on the internet. There are people posting that shit. Do you see Subway's closing? like the clickbait bullshit we were talking about before.
Oh, God, yeah, we got to get to that. All right, so I'm going to call BMO. So this is the original newsletter. As you can see, Stu, it's formatted almost the exact same fashion.
Yeah, he didn't format that.
The publisher in this one was David Frank, for whatever reason. Issue number 1, same date, February 20th, 1999.
The issue number 1 didn't throw anybody off either. Like, this is the first newsletter we have, and we're closing the fuck down.
As I said previously, we didn't get any reaction at the one at Subway. We were the only people in there, like, on a Sunday. And I remember hanging it up in the bathroom, like, over the toilet. But the one at the rink, we sat amongst the tables, and...
there was outrage.
A pair of parents sat down, and the mom was reading. It was like, I've never seen this before. They're closed next weekend? So I got a little thrill
The
out of
original Karen.
Let's call old BMO, because I'd love to get his reaction to this. Actually, I'd love to get my Aunt Lori's reaction to this.
Was she there?
She picked us up from the rink.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
She got a hell of a laugh out of it.
Yeah, then she played the trick on her...
On her then man.
Her mans and them.
Okay, let me see. BMO, let me give you... My phone does this weird thing where if I go to my contacts, it won't bring up the number, at least not immediately. It's so stupid. What a pain in my ass. So look at this. I'm in my contact right now. You see Brandon's info, but his number's not there.
Yeah, that's weird.
So
what kind of phone is that?
It's an iPhone of some sort. Yeah, whatever. I'll call him on fucking Messenger, I guess. That's what I gotta do. He'll be like, what up? Told me he had...
I'm 90.
He said he had Thanksgiving stuff to do. All right, let's call him.
I gotta get home and make some deviled eggs.
Not that. God damn it. Sorry, folks. Here we go. Now we're calling. Come on, BMO. I wonder if he's angry because he wasn't on today, so he's like boycotting the call. Hey, hold on a second. Whoop, hold on. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I got the newsletter. I want to read it. I wanted you to sit in on it.
Oh, fucking A.
How many you had to drink today?
Not many. 4.
Oh, damn, good job. Oh, wait, it's only like 6.
Let's point out that he got off of
It's
work
only
at
6.
3:30.
It's only 6.
It's 4 in almost 3 hours? That's nothing, bro. I should be able to eat
2.5, but all right.
It's just cold.
All right. Let's our old newsletter. Rink closed next weekend. Next weekend, which will be the dates of Saturday, February 26th and Sunday, February 27th, the skating rink will be closed. All hockey games have been canceled and have not yet been rescheduled. You will be notified by your child's coach of the new dates. The rink is being temporarily shut down due to poor plumbing. As sick and ridiculous as it sounds, our pipes have become clogged. We are aware that this is a health hazard and that is the very reason we are closing the rink for one weekend. If you are curious about my wording on the pipes, I just couldn't help myself. Basically, what is happening is an excess of feces. Again, we are just looking out for you, our caring families. If you have any questions or concerns, please telephone Scott at 457-5704. No idea
That's somebody's phone
whose number that is, but if you guys want to call and report back, let me know. Thank you and sorry about any inconvenience that this situation may have caused you.
There's also another trend that you have.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, shit. It's shit.
I may have mentioned this before on the podcast, but there came a point when I was about 15. My dad threatened to send me to therapy because he's like, you're too obsessed with shit jokes. He's like, it's all you do. You say it all the
That's
time.
all. Yeah.
He'd be like, son, he's like, no, now if you don't know my dad, picture kind of like, my dad had kind of like the countenance of Kramer from Seinfeld when he got like excited. Bimo knows his trip, so I was laughing. So he'd be like, no, son, I'm serious. He's like, this isn't normal. You're going to go see a therapist. Now, I should have probably been seeing a therapist for many other reasons.
But not for that.
Probably not for that.
Yeah.
Should have followed through with that threat, Dad.
Asshole.
And here is the one that we, in particular, mentioned on the last podcast. Headline reads, hiring of midget sparks emotions. 2 weeks ago, a kind and portly midget was hired by management. This has divided our corporation.
Jesus Christ.
The midget's name is Henry O'Doul, and he serves as one of our janitors. Certain people, who will remain unnamed, have acted like jerks to my newfound little buddy. I first heard of this man 1 month ago. I suppose that there was much debate upon his hiring. I met him shortly after he was hired. He is one of the nicest people I have ever encountered. Only 3 days after being hired, he was assaulted. His attackers remain unknown. Sad. What happened is this. He was heading in the building when he was brutally jumped by 3 grown men. The Monroe County Police reports read that he was viciously pummeled with miniature bats. Again, no one was ever caught. I find this as some sick prank. Their actions were nothing more than a senseless act of malice. Henry has recovered and seems as if he's forgotten the whole ordeal. Our apologies go out to Henry's wife, Candy. So I guess there was no quote from Candy. But
Candy was just sad.
Now, again, let us remind you that a man in his late 30s, early 40s was convinced that this was a real newsletter at the time.
How could you take any of that?
I think would be a good tip off.
Right, like, how could you take any of that serious?
My
little buddy.
It's like so clearly like satire.
For sure.
The plumbing is one thing, but that takes it to a whole different.
Yeah, no, the plumbing could be legit because that was well worded, and then all of a sudden,
you know, the plumbing's legit until I'm like, let me expound on what's happening. There's lots of poo in our system. Like, who would buy this?
I don't know.
You didn't have the subway one.
Yeah, I actually read that one first. Yeah.
Oh, I must have the FOMO. Fuck.
I guess so.
It's funny because it says that you printed them out.
It's at the bottom. It says printed by Brandon.
Story by Joel, printed by Brandon.
Hey, ask dude, did he watch that video of that cop shit that I sent you?
I didn't.
Man, dude, that shit made me sick to my stomach. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
I've watched that before. Yeah.
That poor guy, you can tell by the way he's like screaming and like you can just tell he's bleeding. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's abuse of power, man.
What you gonna do?
It happens.
I'm about to smoke a fatty. What I'm about to do.
You enjoy. This will be up tomorrow. So happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, motherfuckers. Wish I could have been there, but my serpentine belt blew out my truck. I almost got killed.
All right. Well, gobble till you wobble.
I shall.
All right. Talk to you later.
Later, BMO.
Bye. Serpentine belt, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon, you sure it wasn't a serpentine belt?
Panty.
That was an old joke back in the RWF days. He spelt his name, his wrestling name,
yeah.
Serpent one time. So, okay, so before we go, we got a few minutes left here. My nephew's waiting patiently so he can be a star in the next episode. We're going to talk a little football. Now, we're gonna Stu sent this clickbait to our group chat the other day, and it really irked me.
Oh, I do apologize too, by the way, for the just wave of shit I send all the time.
Oh, no, that's fine. I mean, I look at it when I got a moment. So, anyways, it was an article, a poorly written article about the Lions game on this past Sunday, the one against the Bears.
Mid-game.
Right. It was written during the game, and this just to me speaks to just the sad state of what passes for journalism online. It's tripe. It's garbage. Anyways, the headline reads, NFL fans are calling for Lions quarterback Jared Goff to be investigated by the league for point shaving versus the Bears. Now, you may ask, how do we know this was written during the game? Well, it's pretty obvious, because had they finished watching the game, they never would have wrote this article.
No.
And just wait until...
Point shaving for who, then?
Just wait until you hear who the sources are.
Oh.
Of this massive outcry. Okay. Things are getting strange in Detroit, and NFL fans want answers. During a game against the lowly Chicago Bears, the NFC North leading Detroit Lions have been having a lot of trouble as they trail in the fourth quarter. A big reason for that has been the play of Jared Goff, who seems much more interested in throwing to the other team than to his own wide receivers. Through 3 quarters of play, Goff has thrown 3 interceptions, and each has been even uglier than the last, with all of them seemingly hitting Bears defenders right in the chest. Here's a look at his third interception, and there's a video.
One of them was tipped, too, by the way.
It's very uncharacteristic of Goff, who's been lights out thus far this season. In fact, it's enough to have everyone question whether there's more to this than we may think. Some are calling
that he's not as good as I think he is.
Well, they're going to take this a step further. Some are calling for the league to investigate Goff for point shaving as a result of his terrible play against the 3-7 Bears. Again, now this is a game where the Lions had an improbable, amazing comeback. Scored 17
1 in 84.
Points. Insane.
1 in 84. 84 times prior that has happened. The situation where they were down by that many.
Happened once before.
No. This was the first time that that's ever happened, that they were down
league history
in league history.
Wow. Okay, so you're probably wondering, who are the sources? Well, it's randos on
Tim
Twitter.
McDuffin.
Here's KD on Twitter. Is someone going to investigate the possibility of Jared Goff intentionally throwing this game? Then Earn says, Jared Goff, point shaving. Then Bad Beats King says, Jared Goff rigging this game, I see. So these are all nobodies.
So all three of them.
These are just nobodies.
Yeah.
These aren't sports analysts. They ain't even got a blue check.
They're probably fucking Chicago Bear fans.
Probably.
Or they bet on the Lions, and all of a sudden the Bears are winning and they're Bear fans, and they're like, he's definitely throwing the game. They should be beating us by 20 points.
And the article ends like this. The game isn't over yet, but with a 9-point lead and Goff playing like he's colorblind, the Lions could very well be on the verge of dropping their third game of the season, and that's it. So this is just like I went on a rant.
You did.
In our group chat about this. Just like, this is such lazy clickbait by some douchebag named Howard Cosmel. If anyone can get me a contact info,
get him.
I will happily call this guy and question his journalistic integrity, because this is trash.
It is trash. But we talked about that too. Like, there's stories that go on Facebook, any social media, and people click on them, and it's from like 2003, and everybody's like up in arms, like it's happening right now. And it's like, what are...
And now, and you know, clickbait doesn't generally get exposed this quickly, but when something like that happens, I mean, the article looks ridiculous.
That's too real of time.
Right.
It's way too real of time.
So that's one of those things, like, it's where, like, literally some of these things, like, they got to be templates that people have prepared beforehand.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, let's just plug in this little piece of info.
Let's wait until Jared Goff has a bad game and
trash.
We'll claim he's point shaving.
So that leads us into our final piece here for this particular episode. And if you'd like to interact with us, you know how to do that. Email us at vagrantsandvandals@gmail.com. That's vagrants, the letter N, vandals@gmail.com. All right, Stu, Thanksgiving Day tomorrow. Packers in town.
Yep.
What you feeling? What you like?
I like the Lions. They're 7.5 favorite?
Last I looked, yeah.
I think they 21-10 Lions.
I like that. I think the margin's fair. I think they're going to put up more points than that.
I don't, man. I think they're gonna. It's 4 days rest. I think
that's a good point.
I think they're just gonna grind. So they're just gonna drive down the field.
We should
take as much time.
Take a look at that under. Then is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think it was 47.
Whoa, that high?
Yeah, that's why. Okay. And then Seattle, San Francisco is 43, which seems low.
San Fran should light them up.
Right. But I think that's going to go under too.
See, here's the thing. I think the Packers are a team the Lions have already beaten.
Yep.
Beat them on the road.
Yep.
Beat them handily.
4 out of the last 5 games.
I think the Packers are coming to town, and this is going to be a smash job.
Yeah.
The Lions are going to destroy them, and quite frankly, it's going to be a smash job so hard. Jordan Love's going to be lucky to leave town not being pregnant.
Yeah, see, I would love that to happen, because I was telling a guy at work with the same shit. Like, I do feel like they're at the point of the season right now that neither one of their defense hasn't popped. It hasn't been anything special. The end of the season last year, they started coming alive a lot.
Yeah.
And the beginning of the season, they were okay, but like it's never been great. Same with the offense. Like, there's been a lot of times where they've left a lot of points on the field.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think, I hope tomorrow is one of those days where everything just clicks and it's 48-0. But
You betting on the game?
I made those stupid bets, remember?
Oh, that's right, those parlays. Yeah, you messed that one up.
Yeah. Well, he's going to run in a 15-yard touchdown.
Let's hope.
It's going to happen.
All right, so we're going to get out of here.
Small ass hands, Goff.
And remember, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
And remember, be you vagrant or be you vandal, all rascals and rogues, welcome here.